Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we are celebrating our good old mommies. There is a good reason why retro vol au vents were so popular back in the 70s. Who doesn't love a crispy, melt-in-your-mouth puff pastry packed with delicious fillings? We're going to show you how to make Clover BLISS chicken and mushroom vol au vents to spoil your mom this Mother's Day. I love this recipe, Tumi.
I do. I love it as well. I don't know if you're much of a puff pastry fan. What's your favorite pie?
Pepper steak.
I was hoping you'd say chicken and mushroom, but then we'll let you off the hook today. So this is somewhat of a play on a pie. It's just that the filling gets cooked separately and the base gets cooked separately. So you can actually get started by making that filling for us, which incorporates all those ingredients there. You melt some butter, some mushrooms, some thyme, all those different flavors, which I think is something very signature with our mums as well. They've got different flavors for different days. And as you can see, I've started scoring my puff pastry here. And the reason I've chosen puff pastry is because it puffs up nicely and gets nice and crispy and golden on the outside, and then nice and flaky as well. So all I'm doing is I'm making a base here by cutting them into little squares. You can do squares, you can do circles, whatever floats your boat. And then I'm adding different layers here, just making sure to add our egg wash there, because not only does it help with it sticking, but it also helps with making sure it gets nice and golden brown. So that's my first layer, and then my top layer, all I'm doing is I'm scoring and making the center, basically taking out the center for it, because a vol au vent in essence is like a casing of puff pastry with the filling in the center. All right, so this filling here is going to be the chicken mushroom filling, which you are making for us, Brad. And then to that, we're going to be adding our Clover BLISS double cream yogurt, which is going to give us the creaminess that we were talking about, BLISS.
Oh, stunning. And on this chicken and mushroom station, you've already gone in with the aromatics, I'd like to call them. You've melted your butter.
Yes.
What else did you add?
Garlic.
And then?
And then we have the thyme.
I love that for you. And thyme is also very, very reminiscent of if you are cooking with chicken. It's those flavors pair nicely together.
They work perfectly together, Balisa. They're like a combination made in heaven, because the earthiness of the thyme, the mushroom, the umami that comes from the mushrooms as well. You might not even have to add too much salt to this. Yeah. But how we bind it all together is with our Clover BLISS double cream yogurt, because the one thing about it is that you can eat it, especially since we're trying to make these things for our mommies. You can eat it straight from the tub, which I sometimes do, or you can incorporate it into a dish of this kind, because it's got that truly indulgent flavor.
And that would happen when he has melted and rather sauteed everything in the pan.
Correct. So what you're going to do is, once you've mixed all of that through, you can pass it over to me, and then I'll just add a generous scooping of this Clover BLISS into the mixture we've got over here.
And as you do that, I just want to find out a little bit more about your relationship with your mom, Brad. I mean, what is that one thing that your mom does for you, says to you, helps you out with, that just says, yeah, there's no place like home?
So first of all, I love you when I leave the house. Aww. That's something she always does. And then one thing, when I ask my favorite food, no matter when, how, she will always make a plan.
I think all of our mothers went to the same high school. All of our mothers went to the same tertiary. Definitely. They all studied momdom in the same place. My mom does not tire. If, you know, when we're over at the holidays, let's say if I want something special for breakfast, my brothers want something special for breakfast, she will easily put 3 burners on and create 3 different meals.
And this is the perfect time now for us to add our Clover BLISS into this mixture. So our chicken is in there, we've got the mushrooms in there, and all I'm doing is adding quite a generous scooping of our Clover BLISS, because like I said, it truly is indulgent and it's thick and creamy, and all we're going to do is mix up this whole mixture of flavors that we've got here, and then all we're going to do now is just start filling them up. So this step, what we've done, we've started creating them. This goes into the oven to bake until they're golden brown. So give it about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your oven. Once it comes out, you've got these beautiful cases here. And now we're going to start filling these babies up with that chicken mushroom mixture that Brad was just making for us right now.
All right, well, on that note, to get this recipe, head over to www.afternoonexpress.co.za. This looks incredible, but I think it's time to touch base with Mommy.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.